Welcome to AHG Connects, where voices, information, and resources are empowered intentionally.
And so I have two very, very distinguished people that I want to talk about. One is his old as dirt because he knew me back when I first started joining the military, but I'll talk about him second. But the first one is our incredible person, Maurice Bridges Jr., and he's a senior master sergeant, U.S. Air Force, retired, and he's now serving as the Illinois veteran of foreign wars state commander. Incredible responsibility after serving 32 years and 11 months of military service to this nation, defending our freedom, defending our people, and now he's here working at home, helping our veterans and defending the people in his community. From 1973 to 1978, he was an aircraft mechanic specialist. And from 1979 to 2006, he was the Illinois National Guard 126th Air Refueling Wing member. He served in Desert Storm and received the Southwest Asia Service Medal, a Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, an Air Force Command Medal, 1 Bronze Oak Leaf Cluster, Air Force Achievement Medal, 2 Bronze Oak Leaf Clusters, and an Air Force Meritorious Service Medal, 2 Bronze and Oak Leaf Clusters, and 1 Silver Oak Leaf Cluster. Also, a Nuclear Deterrence Operations Service Medal. He's a Gold Legacy Life member of Scott VFW, Post 4183 in Belleville, Illinois, and he has been a member there since 2001. He was awarded the State of Illinois Treasurer's Outstanding Commitment to Community Service Award in the year 2020, had a VFW Member of the Year 2019 to 2022, and a Military Order of the Cootie. He also is a life member of the VFW National Home for Children. And those of you who still have a heartbeat and had a young time in your life, he was at Rainbow doing the DJ thing back in the day on the beach. So he has deep, deep roots in our community and in our hearts. And if you ever moved your body, it was probably because he was putting the beat out there for you to move to. We also have Eugene Blackwell. He is a person that really have a lot of admiration for. He was he's currently employed at the National Acquisition Center at Hines VA Administration, negotiating prices for drugs for our veterans. And he is working with the federal agencies. He's a registered pharmacist with the VA for over 30 years. And also, he was in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan in 2008 to 2009, an advisor to the Afghan Corps surgeon. He retired honorably in 2014 as a colonel, full bird. And he also served as a platoon commander, battalion detachment commander, commander of the Health and Dental Clinic, and battalion commander. He joined the VFW Benjamin O. Davis Post 311, where he became the post commander and subsequently helped increasing levels of responsibility at the district level, culminating in district commander. He now serves as the VFW Illinois Senior Vice Commander, being elected in 2024, and serves under Maurice Bridges, and he will become the commander in the subsequent year. He also is a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha Theta Mu Lambda chapter. He was the past president and the chair of the Theta Mu Lambda Charitable Foundation that's raised over $250,000 for high school graduates pursuing higher education. He also, as Maurice does, work with the homes for children's that we all contribute to in the VFW Post. And then also his wife is Maddie Blackwell. He has 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. He has a slew of medals that you have to go. We're going to be putting their biographies on our line too. so you can see and read them in more depth. But let's just say this: the two of them had distinguished careers. They are icons, American icons, that have served your nation, have kept protected while you were sleeping. You didn't even know they were functioning when they were doing things for you. So, as General Honore was mentioning earlier, go out and vote. Don't put what they did to waste. Get up and do your part. It's a simple thing to do. So make sure you do that. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to Maurice to tell us about the VFW and the future of what the VFW is doing in Illinois and in Eugene Blackwell, Colonel Blackwell as well. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Commander.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say good evening, and it's an honor to be here with the Americans Heroes Group. And I would like to say to Mr. Cliff Kelley, thank you for your service. And I've listened to you for many years, WVON. And speaking of the VFW Veteran of Foreign Wars, I'm honored to be the state commander. I did not think this would ever happen. I didn't plan to be this. It just happened. Um, Now, the only reason why I ended up in the military because I grew up in Chicago, which I don't live there now, but it was one of those things as you might end up in jail, or end up dead. And I had good parents. Uh, my parents taught me right from wrong. I grew up in church, so when I started, you know, getting, I'm not gonna say getting in trouble. I knew what to do. Now, the Veteran of Foreign Wars, we help veterans, we help families, the homeless, and things of that nature. Uh, I love doing what I'm doing because I'm giving back. Okay, I've been blessed, so it's time to kind of give back. Uh, some of the things that we do, we look out for the kids. We have kids programs. Um, we have a program called Patriots Pen, where the kids they write on a subject that the National VFW gives them, and they compete nationally. Uh, One of the biggest programs is what they call a voice of democracy. Well, the where the national VFW gives them a subject to speak on, and they record it. It might be on a DVD or a stick or whatever. But anyway, they compete nationally as well. And the first place prize is $35,000. Okay,
Wow.
Wow.
and it's towards their college.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm,
so
great.
that's a very good incentive. We also support the Silver Air Patrol. We support the Scouts. We work in the community as far as Teacher of the Year and things of that nature. Uh, Also, being the state commander of Illinois, I have an opportunity to pick a project that I would like to support, or support in the state. And this year, I have picked a project to support homeless veterans shelters in Illinois. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, I found five. Okay. I'm going to support four of them. Especially there's one in the Chicago area called Feather Fist, and it's on the south side on 75th, over east there. I didn't know about it until I started researching the veterans homeless shelters. We have another one that's way up north. It's New Horizons Transitional Living. Their office is in Crystal Lake, but the facility where they house the homeless veterans is in Hebron, um, Illinois. It's just south of the state line as you go into Wisconsin. Uh, what really, I guess you could say, got me to look at that one because it was a motel. It was an old motel where they turned into a homeless veteran shelter. And by it being old motel, they can house women. there's not too many women veteran shelters in the state of Illinois. So that is a big need. The other shelter is in Springfield, and it's called Spring Street Veterans Renaissance. Okay, um, very nice place. And the other one, there's only one south, uh, which is in East St. Louis, and it's called the Eagles Nest of St. Clair County.
Mhm.
That is really one of my projects that I want to support is the homeless veterans. There should not be homeless veterans.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
right,
And, when you put your life on the line and support your country, and the VFW, we're combat veterans. So we've been all over the world. Okay. Uh, but I don't
right.
care if you're a combat veteran or not. If you're a veteran, you supported this country.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
not, you know,
And that's
so
really an important point you make because when we go to combat, they give us a little place to live, a little hooch, with a weapon inside, right? And you have a little
mhm.
bit of RPGs and IEDs going off around you and all that. And when you come home, you end up with no place to go. There's something wrong with that. That's just fundamentally something wrong with that. But what can veterans do to help, or what can people do in the general population? Because these are your veterans who saved your life, that preserve your peace, that allow you to go to sleep. People are so unappreciative. I've been to 23 countries over time with the military, and people here are so unappreciative of everything they have. They have to complain about everything. I have ice cream, but I don't have enough strawberry ice cream in my cone, right? And the idea that you just have a cone is a good thing. So we what can people do in the general population? What can veterans do to help support this?
Looks like we lost Mr. Bridges. Mr. Blackwell,
Oh,
you have something to add? Could you
yeah, maybe you can
comment on
talk about
that?
that, Eugene. Yeah.
The question is, what can
Yeah, what can
we do?
veterans do to help, with a homeless veteran situation? And what can the general public do? What can people do to make sure that veterans aren't just being pushed to the side on the street?
Well, a lot of people, outside, they support veterans. When I go through airports or when I go through restaurants, I always get thank you for your service. Uh, I believe that a lot of the things that the homeless veterans don't have is visibility. They need people to support them, and they need the legislator to support them and to make sure that they get their benefits. That's one of the things the VFW does as a whole. We try to ensure that our veterans either know about their benefits, and if they know about it, that they are receiving them, all that they would do. They earn these benefits, by serving over in combat. So that's what I think people can do. Um,
Yeah.
I think also, Mr. Blackwell, that's a really important point because a lot of times when veterans serve, when I came out of the military, I had no idea what my benefits were. I took a lot of this research and trying to find out and ask who to find the right person to ask and things about that. And then oftentimes, what I noticed when I talk to a lot of veterans, it's almost like a humility that that's pervasive in the veteran community. People feel like they don't deserve, or they don't want to advocate for themselves to get their benefits. Because when you talk to people that are on the street, which I've done, and you try to say, hey, you can do this, you can do that. It's almost like either it's the bureaucracy of the VA system that's so difficult sometimes to get your benefits, or maybe perhaps it's just they maybe almost feel embarrassed or ashamed that they need help. Do you see that?
yeah, so one of the things we advocate for is that when soldiers return from combat, we advocate to place a service officer in there, insert them in there, and make it part of their checklist. Whereas they have to talk with one of us to learn what their benefits are and who to contact to get those benefits. I know when I returned, I had no idea what the VFW was or what they did, nor did I have any idea what the American Legions do and what they did. it was not until I returned that I came back that I encountered, combat veterans from VFW Post 311 that I found out exactly what the VFW does and what these other service organizations do for veterans.
Yeah.
So I think that would be one way of making known and put the information out to make sure that these veterans know that these individuals out there to support them and their cause.
Yeah, and one of the things, Colonel Blackwell, that really stands out too is that, with the VFW post, we try to get people who are veterans to join the post because it's a family there. You have people who care about you, and you need to start joining your veteran service organizations. And the VFW and American Legion, but the VFW people who have gone through combat. Many people are suffering from PTSD, from other ailments related to service overseas, during wartime. And so there needs to be a draw. People need to understand that we are waiting there for you, that people need to be joining these organizations. And I know you've been doing really intimately involved in that recruiting, as Maurice has as well. But what do you say to a veteran that has not joined us yet? I'll start with Maurice and then Eugene.
Was that addressed to me?
Yes. So what do you think that veterans need to know about joining the VFW? Because a lot of veterans are sitting out there because Colonel Blackwell just said that, when you come back from combat environments, you may not even know about the American Legion. You may not even know about what VFW is and how it operates. So what are your words of advice to veterans who are out there, young veterans, people who are actually still actively engaged in the military that can join the VFW or are coming, just going into retirement, have been out there, just to know what the VFW has to offer them?
Well, one of the things I ask a person when I'm trying to recruit, I said, "Have you ever used the GI Bill?" People don't realize that the VFW and veterans organizations years ago fought Congress to, give us the GI Bill so we can go to school to, improve our education. And I tell them, I say, hey, if you had utilized the GI Bill, that's one of the reasons why you should really become, a member of the Veteran of Foreign Wars. Uh, we fought hard for that. Now we have the GI Bill forever. Okay, this is where it can be passed down to, siblings and things like that. Uh, Also, I encourage people to join the Veteran of Foreign Wars due to the fact we lobby Congress. If it wasn't for the VFW and the other organizations, veterans organizations, we would not have had the PACT Act. The PACT Act became, you know, uh, instrumental, legislation, what a couple of years ago, where presumptive. If you was in the area, like I was in the burn pit area, and I cough a lot now, but I don't have to prove that it's an issue. If I get sick and get diagnosed with something, then I was in the area. So those are things why I talk about the VFW. And another thing, like in Illinois, we just had passed, got this legislation passed for World War II veterans. Okay, it's not that many. It's only 6,000 approximately in the state of Illinois, but they do not have to pay taxes anymore. Okay,
Right.
because they serve the country.
Yes.
Another piece of legislation, which there were several. I don't know if anybody heard about claim sharks. Um, this is where veterans, I guess you could say, they talk to lawyers, and the lawyers charge them astronomical, a great amount of money just to file a disability claim, and they some of them keep half of it. So we fought legislative in Illinois. It is illegal for attorneys, lawyers to file claims if you're not accredited with the veterans organizations. You have to be accredited to do that, and it's illegal to charge a veteran to file for disability. I mean, that's a right that they have.
Commander Bridges, you just made me think about something. The people who are involved with the VFW, so the membership, the people who decide to join the VFW are actually helping to push legislation and to talk to the congressional members and making sure that people who are who are veterans are covered by this. People who are in the military are covered by these acts. And to me, it's almost like if you don't join the VFW, it's like not voting. It's like not taking the time to vote. You're not part of the process. You're part of the problem. So we need to have more and more veterans, because they respond to numbers, and they respond to people who are coming forward and joining the organization to do those things. So what are your thoughts, Colonel Blackwell, on that?
My thoughts are that veterans, we're a unique group, okay? And combat veterans falls in one category, and you got people who didn't serve in combat falls in another category. But when you look at the overall picture, we're all veterans.
Yes.
So, we all should be servicing each other. Not just the veterans, you got the veterans family as well. I want to introduce to you an unknown fact that a lot of people don't know about, and that's the VFW National Home up in Eden Rapids, Michigan.
Yes.
A family that is on hard times, they can contact the VFW National Home, and they can get accepted to live there for no more than 5 years, because within those 5 years, they're going to provide you with housing, they're going to provide you with education, they're going to provide you with child support, they're going to provide you with recreation. They're going to support your every need. And the goal is to get you prepared so that you can live on your own.
Fantastic. That's it. Those are the things that really matter. And we're running out of time, so I'm going to have you to say one, just to wrap it up. Commander Bridges, just a couple of parting thoughts, very quickly, and then we're going to move on.
Okay. What I do want to say, legislative support the veterans, legislative programs or bills that are coming up in the House, in the Senate, in national, and in Illinois. We have programs called, let me back up a little bit. Witness slips. Okay. A witness slip is where it goes out to everyone. You could lobby your legislative person, fill out a witness slip, and tell them how you feel.
Oh, great.
And I'll leave it like that.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.